Name is Cherry H. And welcome to my podcast, Care and Memory Shadow. Today's episode is different. There will be no research theories, no facts to memorize, and no explanations. Today, I'm offering a tribute to my sister. This is a story about love that did not know what it was up against. It is about what happens when systems move faster than families, when medications speak louder than truth, and when care quietly becomes harm. If you're listening, and if you've ever whispered to yourself, if I only knew then what I know now, this episode is for you. Today, I speak as a sister, not an advocate, not a researcher, not even a host, just a sister. Today's episode is If I Only Knew, a tribute to my sister. I went to see my sister today. I go as often as I can, every other day when life allows. I try to bring her home twice a week because routine matters to her. Familiar walls, familiar voices, familiar love. But life is changing again. My husband's health is shifting. And some days I have to choose where my strength goes. And when I can't bring her home, when I have to skip a visit, it hurts in a way I can't explain because it breaks a pattern she's used to, and it breaks something inside of me. I watch my sister decline, and the hardest truth is this. So much of what harmed her came from what I didn't know. If I only knew then what I know now. If I only understood how serious some of those medications were. If I only realized how much harm could hide behind words like management, standard, and necessary. If I only knew, I would have fought in ways I didn't know I needed to fight. If I only knew, I would have asked more questions. The lack of transparency still haunts me. I always tell her I love her, and I always told her I would make sure she was okay and treated right. And some days, that promise feels like a lie I never meant to tell. I didn't know I was failing her, but I failed her in ways I didn't yet have a language for. This is the sister who was always where I was. When I married and got my first apartment, she came. When I moved to California, she came. When I went to Europe, she came. Arizona, Tennessee, Virginia, she came. And when she didn't come with me, I went to her, North Carolina and Georgia. We were always together, always watching out for each other, always side by side. She wasn't just my sister, she was my constant. And now I sit in rooms filled with beeping machines and paperwork and medications I wish I had questioned sooner. I'm trying to understand how we ended up here, a place we shouldn't be. I couldn't protect her from what I couldn't see, from harm that wore a white coat, from decisions made in rooms where her voice and mine were too small. The truth breaks me open. I cared for her the best I could with the information I had. And that love is still visible right here in every word. Even now I show up, even when my heart is tired, even when the guilt whispers lies, because love doesn't disappear when regret shows up. And devotion doesn't vanish just because the road changed. If I only knew, I would have asked louder. I would have slowed things down. I would have trusted my unease sooner. But here is what I know now. She's still my sister, and I'm still hers. And love, real love, does not disappear because the ending is not what we imagined. I hold her hand and I tell her I love her. I remind her she's not alone. And even in the shadow of what I did know, I choose to keep loving her the only way I can, by telling her truth. So maybe another sister, another family, another heart doesn't have to say, if I only knew too late. This is Care and Memory Shadow, and I'm your host, Cherry H. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If any of what I said resonate with you, like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, take care of yourself and those you love.